That is correct.
What is different this time around?
Okay, so earlier I did any percent on patch 1.0, and so what that was is I wanted to just beat the game as fast as possible. And 1.0 and 1.1 are both the fastest patches for that. This is BOKID ATP, ATP standing for all timepieces. So this is BOKID ATP, no DLC. So I'm going to be getting all of the original 40 timepieces, not including the DLC ones. And I'm allowed to use the co-op character added in the DLC here. So this is essentially going to be a one-player, two-controller run, where I'm going to be abusing being able to spawn in BOKID and be in two places at the same time. So yeah, that's basically the major differences, other than the patch differences, but you can see that just as I'm playing. All right, so time will be when I hit yes here at the start of the new game screen. So this runs in in-game time, so you're going to be seeing the game on timer, and then you're going to be seeing the in-game timer that the game has. So the game on will be in real time, and the in-game one will be in in-game time. So yeah, that's all you really need to know at the start. So I'm ready whenever you are. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So for the beginning of this run, everything is going to be pretty much the same, other than a few version changes. But so yeah, just the first level will pretty much look exactly the same as any percent. So yeah, if you didn't watch that, we're just going here, do a nice little slide here to get to this window fast. And that's an okay entry. So the first thing we're going to do here is collect 2 yarn for the sprint hat. The sprint hat lets us just, well, sprint and makes us go really fast. And there's a lot of different tech jumps that you can do with the sprint hat too, that I'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, right off the bat, there's really not a lot going on. Just collecting this yarn. Oops. Minor change there is we had to go 2 to the right to make this hat. And then we're going to craft the hat during that timepiece spawning animation. Now we're going to collect these 5 pawns so we can get to level 3 before level 2. So we're not going to be actually using BOKID here for a while. It's not until level 4 that we're going to be using her. But since this is ATP, we also need to get some more timepieces. And in order to do that, we're going to have to collect some additional things in levels in order to unlock those levels. Also, we're going to have to really pay attention to our pawn count, because we're going to be needing to have a lot of pawns to unlock levels and rifts. A version change is that the telescope animations are a lot faster, you'll probably notice. And right here, this is where the routes diverge from any percent and BOKID ATP. We're going to start off, go to the left and grab this present here. That's a relic. And we're going to need that to make relics in the spaceship to cause levels to spawn in. So here, do a quick little ticket tube that you saw before, but this time we're using this bird to get these red tickets to open this vault. So in this category, there's going to be a lot going on really quickly, especially at the beginning of this run. So it's pretty high octane, especially once we get to Alpine. There's going to be a lot going on in Alpine. All right, so we're going to get mud here so we can scare the guy at the end of the level. And you can't do the backed hub strat in this version, so we're not going to be going for that. Collect this last yarn. Craft the hat during the cutscene. All right, so we're just going to collect these pawns in this follows guy. There's not a lot going on at the end. At the end of this level.
Really scaring this one guy.
Poor guy's just trying to learn
Oh, missed those. Not a huge deal, but it could be if I'm not careful with my pawn count. Yeah, that's the level. All right. So one more level without BOKID, and then we can really start making use of her. All right. So this next level is going to be a barrel battle. And normally barrel battle is pretty boring, and this is still going to be pretty boring, but we're going to do a few extra things here than we do in any percent, because we need to collect those relics. So right here, we're going to charge this. Oop, well, I was going to charge that. And then break this box to go into this cave here. Grab that relic. Head on out. I need to collect these pawns, actually. Then we're going to climb up this ladder over here to the left. Drop on down. And collect what's in here. And this is going to be exactly the same as any percent. One small difference in this fight is that this last guy can actually hit you when you're charging your potions against him, which is a little annoying. But yeah, while this is going on, I'm going to quickly explain how the sprint jump can be abused. Also, this dance is amazing in this version. So you can SDJ with the sprint hat, which is a sprint double jump. So normally when you sprint jump like this, you can't jump after it. But if you do an SDJ, which is a 1 to 3 frame window of letting go of sprint right before you jump, you can get this jump right here, which is a much further jump and gives you the speed of a sprint jump. You can kind of see it there. And that can really, you can really use that to cross some really big gaps that you're not supposed to be able to cross. There's some other jumps, but those are not as important as the sprint double jump. See, right there, he can push you in this version for some reason. Normally, you can't do that in 1.0. But yeah, that's barrel battle. It's pretty simple.
All right.
I'm actually going to get my notes out here just to make sure I get everything I need. All right, skip this cutscene. And now we're going to be on to level 4, down with the Mafia. And we're finally going to use Bokid in this level, which really makes this run a lot more exciting. All right, so how Bokid works is that she'll spawn in on the controller that you're not using to spawn her in. And so I normally use an Xbox controller. So whenever I want to use Bokid, I'm going to spawn her in using my keyboard. Nice double. You can get there a little early, which is really annoying. All right. So normally with only one character, you'd want to go up on the lattice and get the bucket so you can get the key. But we don't need to do any of that. We'll just go straight on here. And then I'm going to move over to the keyboard. And then spawn in Bokid and clip her right through. So yeah, as you can notice, she's pretty broken when it comes to clipping through stuff. So now we don't need her anymore, so we can just disable co-op and go back to one player. I'm going to grab this yarn in here. And then head on up to do fight skip. So what I'm doing right here is skipping a little fight that triggers down there by jumping on a few textures. And that's fight skip. All right, so now for this fight is exactly the same, except they actually patch out the quick kill at the end, so we have to do a different one. So we can still do it, but it is a little different. See, this fight is RNG, depending on how many times he gives you the sandbag and yells, so that was one of each right there. Now he's going back to sandbag, so this isn't very good luck, but it's not a huge deal. Yeah, that was the worst RNG you can get. Each sandbag loses about 6 seconds. All right.
Good dance.
Just need one more hit. 3-3. All right, so that was a 3-3. It's pretty average luck. But now here's going to be the skip. So I need to spawn in like this. Oh wait, this is wrong actually. All right, so I barely got that, but we're fine. So what I did there is I put one character all the way at the edge, and then with the other character, I can't jump for some reason. Okay. And with the other character, you want to charge Brewing Hat next to that tree, and he's going to push one character into him, and then the other one is going to stand there and basically push him out of bounds. So that's how you kill that boss. So I actually spawned Bokid in with the wrong controller by accident. So I'm actually going to close it and then open it back up because I want Hack Kid to be on my controller. All right, so now we're going to do Golden Vault. And this is pretty much the same as in solo, but we have two characters. So what we can do is actually keep Bokid here at the vault and then do everything with Hack Kid. Now the one downside with using two characters is that you only have half the screen to work with, so I have a lot of trouble doing this level with only half the screen. All right. So that was another ticket dupe that I used by falling from a really high height. That trick is pretty hard, so I'm glad I got that first try. So now we're going to go over to the second ticket here and dupe that one. And then switch back to Bokid. So normally you're supposed to collect 4 tickets, but we duped 2, so we can do the level in half the time. And that's Golden Vault. All right. So now we're actually going to head right back onto Golden Vault so we can do sewers. It's the fastest entrance for sewers. So I'm just going to keep Bokid here, even though I don't really need her for this level. It just takes time to get rid of her. But I will use her to collect a few pawns here at the beginning. All right. So we need 100 pawns for the next level, and I'm at 101, so we're good. All right, let's see if we can make this first cycle.
This is very reminiscent of like Mario Sunshine style.
Yes, yeah, it is. It definitely takes a lot of inspiration from games like Mario Sunshine.
It is a collectathon. So.
It is. I can't believe I missed that dive boost in both my runs. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, oh my God. That is, can I copy your homework, Mario Sunshine? And he's like, yeah, just change the colors.
That's actually.
All right. That wasn't too great, but it'll do. So in my other one, I didn't get a single hat, so hopefully we get better RNG and actually get some cool hats to use. Well, not going to be using that one, unfortunately. All right. So the next level here is heating up. There's going to be a lot going on in this one. We're going to be using Bokid and Hack Kid a decent amount. So in this level, I'll probably be using the keyboard and mouse for the longest I'll ever be using it in the entire run. And I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'll have to do with it. All right. So in this level, we need to hit a bunch of faucets, and we're going to be using the 2 characters to split up and do the jobs for us. That wasn't correct. Not a huge deal. So normally what you want to do here is you want to be careful what you stand on, because where you stand will reset your save point. And we want to not set any save points. So when we get stuck, it'll teleport us back to where we were last safe. So I should teleport back to where that chest was if I get stuck here. Yeah, okay. So then with Bokid, I'm going to move over here to this faucet. Now normally you want to get stuck and get teleported back up to the top here, but I messed up. So now I'm going to do the same thing down here with Hack Kid. Land on this chest, I missed it. This isn't a great heating up. So normally I'd want to get stuck here, but since I missed it, I'm going to have to manually walk all the way back up. So this is all the time I would be saving if I got it. right, now back to Bokid. So I have to do this section with keyboard and mouse, unfortunately. Ah, man.
I've never seen this game played before. This is actually my first time watching it. I'm just blown away. Like,
All right. So now this cutscene will play, and then after we don't need Bokid again. So I'm going to despawn her here. Oop. Sensitivity is a little low. That's okay. All right. So that's heating up Mafia Town. So we have one more level to do here before we move on to Subcon, and that's Bazaar. And Bazaar is one of my favorite levels. Just the movement's really fun. All right. So we're gonna go back to Barrel Battle for that one.
So Alex, I noticed that this game's called A Hat in Time, but you're wearing a visor. Do you care to explain? Fraud?
I guess the game considers it to be a hat.
enough.
There are different versions or skins for each hat. This one has a dino hat or dino hood. It has a ladybug headband.
Will
There's
we be seeing that
like
in this
an
round?
aviator hat, which is actually a hat, I guess. What was that?
Will we be seeing Dino Hat this run?
If we are lucky, we will be.
All right, well,
I'm excited.
I'm
Hopefully,
hoping
we can get it
lucky.
right here.
I've never hoped to get lucky.
All right, let's see what we get.
Till right now.
In my last run, I didn't get a single sprint hat, so hopefully this run.
I believe you can do it.
Oh, that's a brewer hat. So we will use that, but it's not a sprint hat. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Subcon. Before we do though, we need to talk to Roombi real quick by hitting her, because we need that yarn. And that's a really fast yarn. All right. So normally in this world, you're supposed to do contractual obligations first because it's the only option. But because we can abuse Bokid, we can actually do the level, the second level before the first one. And in doing that, we can actually skip the bag without actually having to do the complicated bag skip. So we can just spawn in Bokid like this. It's really easy. Clip through the wall, and then we can do Subcon well first.
I love this world.
Test 1, 2, test.
All right.
I could.
I could
And
just
then
move
we need to
over.
jump up here to get these two yarns. Oops. Now we're gonna do a well dive, which is a little bit harder on this version because of the way the controls work. All right, we got it.
Ooh.
So how that works, oh, actually I need to do a little bit of movement here, so just
Oh,
1
bro.
second.
I love the feature
All right.
when you take pictures. It's so adorable.
It's adorable.
That sucks. Okay, so how that worked was, when you dive between surfaces that are that close together, it kind of forces yourself up when you do a dive. So we're gonna do another clip there. And that is dependent on your frame rate. So then we're gonna move Bokid over there. We're gonna go with that Hackett. And we're going to get the grappling hook right here. So the grappling hook was in that chest. And then I need to equip it with Bokid. Grab onto this. Hackett's gonna teleport over, and then we can finish the level with Hackett.
Ooh.
That's insane.
Bonkers, dude.
All right.
You know, my mom always told me I couldn't be two people at once. But now,
Now look at me.
now look at this. Technology has come so far.
All right.
I just realized the name of your new input.
Yeah. You can edit that in the config files as well as your controls.
That's incredible.
That's funny.
All right, so you can do a little dive here
bless
if you
America.
change control schemes.
Oh, whoa.
Saves just a tiny bit of time. All right, and that's Subcon Well, the first level.
So do you have like a command set for that new input?
It's just whenever I switch, it'll like come up and say that I switched inputs.
I see.
So it does that by itself. All right, so now we're actually gonna go back and do the first level. And the reason we do that level first is because normally for this first level, the game is going to funnel you into this bag cutscene that takes about 40-ish seconds. But because we did Subcon Well first and got rid of the wall, we can just completely avoid the cutscene by going to the left of it, when you normally aren't allowed to do that. So at the end of these pawns, that's normally where the bag would spawn, but we can just go completely around it. Man, these bonks. Oh my god. All right. So we're gonna grab this cherry, throw it over here, and we can just wait for it to explode. And then grab this while we're waiting. And grab this painting and do a little swag strat. Oh no, not again. What I'm trying to do is dive and grab the painting while I'm diving, because walking with the painting is really slow. Like that.
Ooh.
But if you bonk, then you lose the painting, so that sucks. All right, I'm just gonna walk it. As you can see, it's a lot slower.
I was pretty swag though.
All right, so in this version, killing yourself with the cherry isn't actually very fast. So we're just gonna not do that. Wow, these are not very good paintings. All right, grab this chest, and that's gonna be the end of the level pretty much.
Yay.
Nice.
We're gonna talk to Snatcher, get another contract,
Aw.
and that'll be the end of that.
So what did we just sign?
Oh, we just signed a contract. So in this first level, you're supposed to sign a contract where he takes your soul and then he's like, oh, you need to do all these things for me to get your soul back. But we skipped that. But we can't actually skip the contracts that follow. That's just part of the game. So we just signed a contract, and that basically is a mission to go get us a timepiece. So we have to do those. So we just got
became a
mail
hitman?
delivery. So now we're going to enter through Subcon Well, and we're going to do Manor, which is a mission that we actually don't have a contract for, but we don't need the contract to get to it. And the reason I selected Subcon Well and not contractual obligations is because the bag cutscene is still there, and we don't want to trigger that. Get a nice little slide there. Well, slid a little too far. And then we have a long way to go to the manor, but there's some fun movement on the way.
Aw.
So normally it wants you to hit all these bells to do the platforming, but with some precise movement we can just avoid all of it.
Sweet.
Well. Oh, okay. Normally you can just jump up here, but I missed the jump. All right.
Huh.
So now we just need to do a series of some tricky dive boosts because the level of the floor keeps changing here in the snow. And then we're going to enter the manor, which normally is a very long level, but the developers actually put a skip in I'm not exactly sure the reason, but one of the possible reasons is because this game, well, this level is a really huge change of pace. It's basically like a horror level in this really cute game, and it is actually pretty scary. So there's like this basically just a dev exit right there that you just crawl and you beat the level. But before we leave, we actually need to go up. Well, I tried to skip that cutscene by jumping on the door, but unfortunately I hit it when I was trying to get on this candelabra. So yeah, I want to get on this candelabra to get this relic up here, and then we can beat the level.
Hello.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's a pretty straightforward level because of that skip. All right.
I like that the level design is open enough that you can casually break it by climbing over it.
Exactly, yeah.
No unnecessary borders.
And this world's really fun because you can just go anywhere and do anything basically in any order. So that's really cool.
That is cool.
All right, so now we're gonna do mail delivery service. So I need to use my keyboard and mouse here a lot because this is basically a shooter, and shooters on controller are awful and they're inverted, so that's really bad. So we're gonna get a scooter here. And then we're actually going to spawn in BoKid, and she's going to be doing the scooting here. So I need to equip that badge. And then we need to deliver this mail on the scooter. We can
Let's
go
go,
for
baby.
a double here
Let's
by
go.
lining it up. All right, got the double, nice. We shoot that one, and then we disable co-op. Go back here. Shoot these last ones. And that's the level.
Okay. Okay.
And what I did at the end there is after the cutscene of the timepiece spawning, I open the menu and then close it. And the reason I do that is to store the menu. So then I can, once I collect the timepiece, exit back to hub so I don't have to watch that animation again. All right, so now I'm gonna go do pipe. And how I go to there is through manner. And this is exactly the same as any percent 1.0. It's pretty straightforward. We just go to the pipe, we enter it, and then we just do the level. There's really not a lot to say here about this level.
Pipe.
Pipe. Where's the pipe?
The graphics are pretty different in the Rifts in the more recent updates. There's a lot more bubbles, and it's a lot brighter and prettier.
It is very bright and bubble.
Okay. I almost forgot to re-equip the hook shot.
Spider-Man?
Okay. Hat Kid can be whatever she wants to be.
Hat or kid?
Hat or kid. Spider or kid. Spider or hat.
All right.
Okay.
So now we got another shot at a hat here. So hopefully we get something, or a color. I'll take any of them. And we get a remix. The game has not been nice with me today. All right,
That's
so
all
now
the
we're gonna go
orange.
So
and
is
do
it,
another
is it
rift.
not looking good for Dino Hat?
We have a lot more chances to go, so
Okay.
hopefully we get
I'm
it.
holding out.
Hopefully. All right.
Or a hero?
So now we just need to do a little cleanup here and enter a rift. So a fun thing about this world is we're actually going to ride a noose here. And they have amazing quotes when you hook onto them. I missed that dive boost. All right, so we're gonna do a really interesting thing on this level that honestly I can't explain. Like I literally just don't know how it works. But I'm going to spawn in BoKid here again. And, oh. I actually want to spawn her on a controller so I can use HackKid. So I'm going to go over here with HackKid and get ready to enter this rift. All right, so then with BoKid, I'm gonna charge a brewer and then throw it at this bush. Oh, it didn't happen. Okay, so what's supposed to happen is a magnet badge is actually supposed to spawn there. I'm not sure why it didn't, but it's not the end of the world, even though it is kind of important.
Aw.
And then after I sign that contract, I can enter the Rift Attack Kit and just skip all of that. And then disable her here. Now, the one thing that's annoying about this is that because I need to disable her, the cycles are going to be just a little off, which can make a really big difference. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, back to the magnet badge. Well, what I was trying to do there is you can spawn in a magnet badge. Like I said, I don't really know how it works, but if you throw a brewer at that bush, it normally spawns a magnet badge, which is really weird. But the reason we want the magnet badge is so we can collect pawns a lot more easily and quickly. Missed that jump there. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't matter too much. Okay. All right, so we got another shot here. Another remix, wow.
Those aren't hats.
Unfortunate.
They're not. All right, so now we're gonna do Toilet of Doom,
not
and this time we're actually going to do
What if
Toilet of
hats?
Doom
I'm kind of upset.
because
No wonder it's
Toilet
called-
of Doom Quick Kill does not work in this patch. Which is understandable, honestly. It's kind of a crazy glitch.
It's called a hat in time, singular. So no wonder none of the other items are actually hats.
Yeah. It's consistent.
Now there is a
Disappointing,
new
but
Quick Kill for Toilet of Doom, but it's really, really finicky and bad and risky, so I'm just not gonna go for it.
Finicky's been a word that's been said a lot this
So
marathon.
I'm gonna go to the right here so this cherry pops from this bubble a little bit
Probably not
earlier,
commonly used
and then
word.
throw it at the toilet. There's not a lot going on in this fight. He always follows the same pattern. The only thing that's random is where the bubbles spawn. I think it's random for the next few phases. All right, so I think this phase is random, but I could be wrong. So what we need to do is get this cherry from this bubble. And then you can throw it
Wow.
immediately.
Okay.
So it's very fast.
Alright.
And the range on it is just crazy. All right, so now we just need to go up and hit him while he's charging this. Ah, he pushes off. All right. I like to use the brewer hat here, but you don't need to use it.
That hat's adorable.
Alright.
All right, just one more hit. So you can see how much time that quick heal saves because this boss is not short. Hopefully I can store this menu. This one's pretty hard. Yeah, I didn't do it. That's fine though.
What does storing that menu get you?
So the point you want of storing the menu is so when you get the timepiece, normally you have to watch the entire like timepiece get animation and then go back to menu. But if you store the menu, then you can exit during that animation and you don't have to watch it.
Cool.
All right, so now we're gonna do Snatcher. For this version, for some reason, the quick kill is actually easier. You don't have to change the resolution like you do in 1.0. So yeah, we're going to kill him very quickly by abusing his extended hitbox. So in this fight, you can't use your hat, but it doesn't really matter. normally you need to like wait for certain phases to be able to hit him. But what we can do here is actually just use a precise angle and position to be able to hit him when you're not supposed to. So normally you're not supposed to be able to hit him here, but we can hit him a lot. So what we're doing is hitting him until that prompt comes up where it says, "You're kind of rude, aren't you?" And what that does is just kind of advances the phases until the one we need, because we can't kill him until we get a blue potion from him. And that's what he's going to be throwing here. And you can see doing all these attacks kind of breaks his attacks. So you see those potions flying in the air there. So then we get the potion, and then we can finally kill him.
Okay.
And that's
You
an
ruined that
answer.
guy's day.
That was awesome.
That's what he gets for being a stinky boy.
I don't need to change anything. I'm just so used to having to change my resolution back. All right, so in this cutscene, basically we're just saying, you know, I did everything you needed. I want my timepiece now and my soul back. So eventually he's going to be like, okay, fine, I'll bargain your soul back. But because we skipped the bag, we're actually going to get our soul back that he never took. So now we're going to have 2 souls. Also, this contract signing thing is amazing. It's really adorable.
Aww.
There we go. That's our 2nd soul.
So now you're like super duper.
Yep.
Sweet.
Super.
Super soul.
All right. All right, so we have one more level to do in Subcon. And before we can do it, though, we have to craft a relic. And the relic is going to be a little interesting. You'll see here. I'm going to craft it. So this is what I was collecting. I was collecting all these pieces so I could make this. There you go.
Aw.
Aw.
So the reason we make that is it's going to spawn this purple orb you'll see here around the telescope. And that spawns a purple rift in that world. And so we can get a timepiece from that. So this last level is going to just be cleanup. We're going to get everything else we need in Subcon. And then we're going to do the last level. Subcon. All right, so yeah, we're just going to grab a few more yarn, a few more relics, and then we're going to do the rift. All right, so I'm gonna do a little skip here. So normally you have to do another painting thing to get beyond this green wall, but you can abuse the momentum that you get from that mushroom to just go around the wall there.
Huh.
Because they're a little lazy making the walls go all the way to the edge.
I mean, who has time to make the wall go all the way up? It's just too much.
All right,
Not
so I didn't
me,
make that
that's
jump,
what
but it's
I
not a
would say.
huge deal. All right. We're almost done here. Oops. One more relic, and then we're going to jump straight into this rift. All right, so how purple rifts work is that to advance in the rift, you need to collect these rift spawns, and then it'll open up the hatch, which you'll see right here. That's a hatch. So yeah, we just need to collect as much as we need to open the hatches up. I missed one. Okay. So normally I'd have the magnet here. Unfortunately, I don't. So I'm gonna have to manually get this. And what the magnet does is it just makes things easier to collect. We have an extended range for collectibles, which is really useful for these purple rifts. And just in general, but we'll have to make do without it. It's not the end of the world. You can get this one in here with an attack if you don't have the magnet.
Shout outs to Tanya and Snoring.
And And then we're almost done.
Is that what that was? I was getting freaked out.
Now these squid enemies, you'll only see them here in this level, and that is literally it. You will never see them again in the rest of this run. So yeah. Then we just gotta smack this a bunch of times. And because I don't have the magnet, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some pawns, because I'm gonna need them. It's a little slow, but we have to do it. And that's the level.
Nice.
Alex, what's your favorite hat in the game?
I feel like it has to be Sprint Hat.
Sprint hat.
I mean, it's just the most useful. But in terms of how they look, I really like the Dino Hat version of the Sprint Hat with the Freedom color. I just think it's an amazing combination.
Aw.
All right, so now we're going to do the coolest worlds of this run. It is super sick. There's going to be a lot going on. All right. All right, so this is Alpine Skyline. You don't see this world at all during 90% in any category at all. So you finally get to see it here. It is a super sick world. It's just really slow. So this is the intro. We don't get a timepiece for doing this section, but we need to do it to get access to the rest. We're gonna do a skip here to get around this gate. And then we're going to get on top of it and skip the entirety of the intro here with some interesting and fun movement.
Okay.
That was actually dope.
Maybe she is Spider-Man.
Ooh.
All right.
Are you
That's so
sure you're not
satisfying.
Spider-Man?
Who knows?
Yeah, you're swinging on threads.
What do you think the
All
last
right,
hat is,
so
man?
that's the Alpine skip, intro
Spider-Man's
skip.
mask.
Yeah.
A literal spider.
You gotta smack
Aw.
these,
It could be her friend.
and then we can ride on out of here. Wait, did I miss one? One more hit on that one, wow. All right. So here, once the transition happens, I'm actually going to exit back to hub. Because we use in-game time to time, it's actually faster in-game to quit out here and then exit and then enter back into the level where we would end up at the end of that grapple, instead of taking it all the way there. So we're gonna go back into the level and we're gonna end up where we would have if we just didn't exit out in the first place, but we'll save some time. All right, so this world is enormous. It is basically free roaming, and that's exactly what it says there. So how this world works is we're needing to blow some horns to spawn flags to travel between mountains. So this is the first horn. All right, so there's gonna be a lot going on here. So now with Hackkid, I'm going to grapple this, spawn in Bokid. She's gonna be a little weird. And then while Hackkid is riding that, I'm gonna go with Bokid here. And then I'm gonna go to these flags over here with Bokid. Now I wanna time this specifically so that they get to each destination around the same time. So now they're actually going to trade places, and I'm going to despawn Bokid. So now the point of this is I'm going to be abusing the checkpoints really heavily here. I'm not going to get proper checkpoints at all, and that's actually going to save us time in the long run. So now I'm gonna do the same thing here. Except I'm gonna fall off with Bokid. Ooh, that's actually really bad. I'm gonna
What's
take off
happening?
my grapple.
She's like T-posing.
And then, okay, so I messed up there.
Become stuck in air.
That's not a huge deal though. Normally it's a lot worse when you die in this world. All right, so I'm gonna try this again. All right, so now I'm on a really short timer here because I need to, wait, this spawn is wrong. I'm actually gonna restart the level. This is not good. So this is the problem with abusing the checkpoints, is that they can get all messed up really easily if you just fall off once. So I'm gonna have to redo all of that, which isn't too bad because we weren't too far into that level. So there's gonna be a lot of switching places and abusing checkpoints to get back to places faster than we normally could. So I'm gonna wait a bit, do this again. And then despawn. All right. So I need to get to the red flags as fast as possible.
So that was the spawn you were trying to get before?
Yeah. And you'll see this is actually really close. Okay, so I barely made it there. So the same thing is going to happen here. Bow Kid's going to get here, but then Hat Kid's going to actually spawn in here. And then I'm going to stick with Bow Kid here for now, though, because I need to blow the horn for Hat Kid to get the flags. So do some interesting movement here. This checkpoint here actually doesn't matter. It's actually a good thing for us. I'm going to go for a strat here, but if I miss it, I'm not going to go for it again. Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, that checkpoint actually helps us. I'm going to get this health just in case. All right. Blow that horn, and it'll spawn the flags, and then I'm done with Bow Kid for now. So now I just need to beat the level with Hat Kid. So this level is actually really health dependent and strict. I can't really afford to get hit here a lot. And I still can't really afford to fall either. All right. Now while I'm riding these, I can actually craft the hat that I'm going to need. Make sure you do the right one, which is the Dweller one. If you accidentally make the Ice Hat one, you're kind of just screwed. So now we do the actual level Lava Cake. At the end of here, I'm actually going to unequip my hook shot to get off early. And the reason I do that is because if you ride it all the way, it'll do a little cutscene saying, hey, here's the Lava Cake, this is the level, and show you the timepiece. But if you take it off, you can skip it, which also skips the checkpoint. So now we're going to do some damage boosting here to get through this level really quickly. And this is why you're tight on health here.
That's some Mario 64 stuff going on right there. That's
It's really
that's
sick,
awesome.
yeah.
Wow.
And we're just going to do that for the entire level, basically.
Was that a special kind of long jump that you were able to get over there, though?
Yeah, that's a sprint double jump right there.
Nice.
I don't have enough health to do this. I'm not going to go for it, actually. Normally you want 3 there. It's not a huge deal, but it does lose a decent amount of time. But it's much better to play it safe. Normally I'd end up here after it. And that's the Lava Cake. And this is kind of why these levels aren't seen in any percent. They're just really long. Like, they're really fun to do and cool, but they're just really long levels. All right, and then you spawn right back where you need to be. And we kind of just do this over again, but with each island. So yep, same thing here. This is also a really tight cycle. All right, we made it. This is one of the easier ones in my opinion. All right, so then with Bow Kid, we need to go and blow the horn again. All right, so we blew that horn, and we're done with Bow Kid. And then we're going to go to Twilight Bell with Hat Kid. So interestingly, it's normally really bad to fall, but right here we can actually use it to our advantage. There's a little checkpoint there that we can get up here really early, just a little bit early. It lags really bad there for some reason. I'm not sure why. All right. And we're basically going to be doing the same thing for every single one of these flags here at the end of the levels. we're going to be unequipping the grapple hook and then re-equipping it right after, just so we can skip that cutscene. Okay. All right, so we're going to be doing one of the biggest skips in this run here. It's pretty difficult, but hopefully I'll get it first try. I fall there just because it's a little bit faster than waiting. So we can actually climb on the detail of these blocks, which is really cool. I don't know why it's not climbing here though. Okay. And because we can abuse the fact that we can jump again after being in water, we can actually climb here when you're normally not supposed to be able to. Damn. I do have to be careful with my health, so I'm probably going to grab these for safety reasons. All right. Ooh. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, so here's the skip. I'll explain it after I do it. It's a little hard. Damn. I need to get a really precise jump there.
We believe in you, Alex.
All right, so now I'm gonna actually spawn in Bokid here. Oops. All right. Damn, I missed it. So what I'm trying to do there is spawn in Bokid and then actually use her head to jump again. So dying there, like I said, is not very good because we skipped checkpoints. But we're not that far, so it's not the end of the world.
Cool, cool.
But we will have to do this again, unfortunately.
How many gems do you have to collect in the whole run for this?
It's a lot. It's probably around 500 total. But we already have a lot, so we shouldn't have to worry about it for the rest of the run, honestly.
Nice.
All right. Hopefully we can get back quickly. Damn. So the jump I'm going for is called a TSJ, and I need to sprint jump right when I leave the ledge, and then sprint jump immediately after, and then between those two sprint jumps, I need to let go of sprint. So there's a lot going on in this jump. It's positioning and timing based. All right, so let's try this again. All right, got it.
Whoa.
That was nuts.
That was.
That was.
Let's go. That was cool.
And this is what the Dweller Half does. It lets us spawn in and out these green objects. So that's probably one of the harder tricks in this run, but that's finally out of the way, so should be good for a while, hopefully. All right, so now we're going to go on to Windmill. This time we're not going to be doing any shenanigans on this one, but because of a horn we blew, we can now go left here. Collect some more pawns, but we should be good basically for the rest of the run. We're actually going to get this checkpoint purposefully. And then right after that really hard jump, we have to do a really hard one again. This one's really bad. We have to do that same TSJ I was talking about, except off the edge of this. Except the hitbox of this tree doesn't actually match where the edge of the tree actually has collision. So timing your jumps is really hard because you don't know when to start it. Unfortunately, I took fall damage before I fell off, so that's not great. I'll just play it safe. Because I am on 2 health. But you can see what you would skip here if you get that jump.
All right, sir.
So now we're gonna do some more checkpoint shenanigans really quick. Do that again. Put it back on, spawn in Bow Kid, and then actually go off the Pat Kid. And that puts her back over there, which is what we want. And then we're gonna go over here and blow a horn again, which is basically the theme of this. There's some invisible cats here that can, oh God, that can steal your hat, which is so annoying. They're invisible, they steal your hat. They're just the most annoying enemy in the game. Unfortunately, I couldn't skip that, so I have to watch this. But that's what the horns do.
Nice, nice.
So then we're done with Bow Kid. Head on back over here. So now we need to go do Windmill. And Windmill has probably one of the cooler looking skips in the run. It's super sick. So this is the Windmill. I have 1 health, but I should be fine. As long as I just am a little careful at the end. All right. So the Windmill is normally a really long level where you need to do a lot of vertical movement, but you can skip a lot of it with some interesting jumps here, and then a big trick right at the end. Wow. I keep hitting some sort of invisible wall that's pushing me down. All right, so this is the big skip. You can actually ride these all the way to the top, and then dive on them, and make it all the way to the top of the windmill.
That
And
was
that's
awesome.
the windmill.
That was so cool.
It's a really, really awesome trick.
Yeah. So you just skipped all the inside of the windmill?
Basically, yeah, and
That's
some on the
awesome.
outside too.
That's so much cooler.
Actually, I am done here. I need to go back to the spaceship, and we're going to do some work on the spaceship. All right, so I'm going to move over to this telescope and then spawn in Bokid, and then with Hackett, I'm going to go over here to craft a relic and then do a rift. And this one is the crayon box. Did I miss one? I missed a crayon somewhere. Well, that's not good. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
Are they all in designated areas?
I need to think about where I missed that. So yeah, these, oh, the whale just went through the stage there. So those birds have like really crazy knockbacks, so you have to really be careful around those because they will push you very far. Maybe hat. Okay, so that's a sprint hat, but it's not a very good looking one, but I'll put it on. I really don't know where I'm gonna get this relic. I guess I'll just go on for now. All right, so this one's a little weird. So I'm not sure how this one works, honestly, but if I enter here through Lava Cake, for some reason, it's actually going to wrong warp me to Windmill, and I have no idea why that happened. So now we're just here at this level that we actually never got to. But yeah, now we can do this level really quickly. And this is one of the shortest levels in the entire run. Birdhouse, yeah, sorry. So now we're gonna do a little precise jump here, and we're at the end of the level. So yeah, in 30 seconds we beat that one.
Easy.
All right, so normally now I would do the purple rift for this world, but I definitely forgot a relic, so I'm going to have to find a place to get an extra relic, but I'm not sure where that's going to be. So now we're gonna do the finale for the world, I guess. And this is basically putting all the levels together and adding a little twist. And for some reason, because we wrong warped to that world, we only need to do 3 of the 4 that we normally have to do, and it'll still count it. I really don't know how that works, honestly. All right. So we need to destroy 3 flowers that have infected the world. So yeah, we're on our way to the first. We're gonna do it here. And then, like before, we're going to make Hat Kid go back. And then we're going to do this with Bow Kid. So that's the flower we need to kill.
So you just got to beat up a flower?
Yep. And once we do, we can despawn her, and then move on to the next one. So a lot of this is we already did, but we just need to do it here again.
Lightning.
All right, so this is another tight one again. Okay, that was very close, but we got it. If you miss those, then you have to just manually backtrack all the way, and it loses a lot of time. All right, so now we're here with Bo Kid, switching places once again.
So Bo Kid's out here doing all the work.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hackett's taking all the credit. Let's go, Bo Kid.
All right, this is a great shot. Oop, where am I? Okay.
It's just on her face.
Little skip here. And a cool
Nice,
slide.
nice.
All right, so only one more. This one's all Hack Kid. But you have to remember, our checkpoint is really bad, so we still have to be careful.
So we just can't mess it up.
Pretty much.
Easy.
All right.
Woo!
It's killing flowers, man. Smack that flower.
All right, and that's the last one.
All right.
And now they're going to celebrate us from saving the world.
How nice of them.
All right. Now we just got to do 2 more rifts. We still have that purple rift to do that I really don't know when I'm going to get that last relic because I'm not sure which one I missed. But I guess I have some time to think about it. So this is Twilight Bell Rift. This rift's really weird. I'm not a big fan of the design, which is unique, I guess, because I normally like all of the level design, but I'm not a fan of this one. This one just kind of feels thrown together, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of it. So yeah, I just have all these guys walking around with some random floating stuff. It's kind of weird in my opinion. It just feels like a mess. Yep, okay.
All right, nice, nice.
Come
Yeah,
on.
it just seemed kind of just like a straight run. You got the good movement, so you just skip over.
Not great.
That's just the base head.
Yeah, so we're not going to be using that one.
Oh, wow.
All right, so now the last rift, Curly Tail Trail. We spawn in here through a windmill, and then we're going to do a little bit of backtracking. All right. When did I miss that relic? I really don't know.
Still trying to figure that last relic.
Yeah. We don't have to do any shenanigans here with the checkpoints. We're just going to the last thing. So this rift is basically where that horn is, so we're just going to do the same thing as we did to get to that horn. And then for this rift, there's a pretty difficult skip. It's actually very similar in theory to bag skip, except without all the branches. But it's the same concept. And there's some invisible cats down there, which can be really annoying. That was a little weird. All right. So this is pretty precise. All right, got it.
Nice, nice.
And I don't understand how this section works, honestly. You can just get over that. Like, it's not hard. I don't really know what the point of that section is. But yeah, that's the rift.
I'm very impressed by all of these levels.
Thank you. There's Dino Hat. Okay.
Yo, we got Dino!
Okay, so you're actually going to see the reason why I don't like Dino Hat on 1.0, because we don't have a color, so it's actually not going to match our outfit, but it's still a cute as heck hat, so we're going to use it anyway.
Yeah. What's up with her?
So because we have 25 timepieces, it's going to trigger this cutscene here, and she's going to be stealing our timepieces, except we're playing as her, which is a little weird.
What a jerk. Worked so hard to get them.
Yeah. So normally this would be towards the end of any %, but since we're doing ATP, we still need to have, we have a few more timepieces to go.
It's 40 hourglasses?
Yeah, it's 40.
Okay. Cool.
All right. This is probably my least favorite world in this run.
I am...
There's some really huge tricks, but then some really huge, like, just whatever levels.
What?
Missed the dive boost there. So on these, you can actually conserve your momentum when you jump off, so you can get a decent amount of distance. So this level is basically a stealth level, but the detection of the birds are all different. So some of them are really lenient and others are not. So this level is actually very easy when it comes to avoiding detection.
So that little, like, deductions list, that's just every time you get caught?
Yeah, it's like racking up a bill that the game wants you to think you have to pay, but at the end, the birds are actually going to pay it off for us. Wow, I haven't missed that jump in a while. So this skip here actually skips an auto scroller, so that's really nice.
Oh.
And it's pretty long, and it's a really easy skip.
Nice.
All right. Let's do some sunglasses real quick. Real quick. All right.
Sweet shades.
So that's going to be our save file picture now. All right, so that's Deadbird Studio. All right.
We got Dino Hat.
We do. We do.
Yo, Matt. Yo, Matt. Got Dino Hat.
So I'm going to be entering this telescope with my keyboard because selecting a level is actually going to be more accurate and instantaneous with using the keyboard. And then we're also going to play the beginning of this level with the keyboard and mouse because there's a little bit of a typing section, and typing with the controller is just so slow. So we're just going to spam there and get through the door. This level is amazing casually, but for the speedrun, it's kind of dull. There's not really a lot going on in it. I mean, there's a huge sequence break, but it's not really that interesting. Oops. All right. So yeah, there's been a murder on the train. So this is just basically a murder mystery, trying to find out who did it. So you're supposed to go around the train and collect a bunch of clues, but we're actually not going to do any of that. And the game's going to award us with one free clue. So we can just beat the level. It's really straightforward. So we can actually sequence break right here by jumping onto this door and then making it up to this platform and hitting the switch. There's another way to do it by going onto the bookshelf, but going onto the door is actually the fastest way to do it. Now in here, this section, we're going to get teleported back after a few seconds, but if we do this movement fast enough, we can actually skip it. But it's really difficult. I've actually never gotten it before. So yeah, I got teleported back, but if you make it into the door fast enough, you can skip getting teleported back. It's called Insta-Door. It's probably the hardest skip in the game, but it's only like 3 seconds.
Man, time is really moving.
Yeah, that's just actually trigger-based. It has nothing to do with actual time, but it's giving you a sense of urgency. So we're going to go into this door here and make our way to the last door here. And we didn't collect any clues, but we got the last trigger. So now we finished the level, basically. Now the rest of this is just mashing. This is why this level isn't very fun for speedrunning.
All right.
All right.
It's funny.
So basically the lore of this world is that there are two birds, the conductor and DJ Grooves, and they're competing in movie making contests and in movie making awards. So that's what we're doing. We're actually helping each of them to make their own movies. And at the end of each level, you'll see your points go up. We actually want Grooves to win because we're going to do a quick kill on him, and it only works on him in this version. And that is probably the craziest boss fight in this entire game when it comes to executing it in this run. I get bonked. So in this level, we're just trying to rack up points at the bottom there. And how we get those is by talking to penguins and getting our picture taken, as well as completing some endorsements. We actually have to get this one, fortunately. I can maybe do a fun little glitch here at the end, though.
Max Diva.
All right, so I'm gonna buffer a dive and hold the opposite direction, and then that's gonna happen, which doesn't actually do anything, but it looks funny.
That was really funny.
All right. So now we're gonna do what we did before. We're gonna spawn in Bokid here. And then with Hat Kid, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna break these boxes. And we're gonna go over here and we're gonna craft another relic. And then as I enter the rift as Hat Kid, I'm going to enter the telescope as Bokid. And the reason we do that is so we can skip all the animations of the telescope. And then same thing as before, our cycle is going to be a little off here because we had to despawn Bokid. I mean, we didn't have to, but it's nice to. So hopefully this doesn't go too poorly. Okay, we got the DSJ allowing us to get up there early.
He makes it look so effortless. I know he's trying
I'm gonna go
really
for a cool
hard.
little skip here. Okay, cool, I got it. I actually found that glitch there. If you get really close to the edge of that platform and right next to the wall, when you do a get up, you'll get launched up the side of the block that you got stuck into, and you save a bit of time there. We haven't gotten a color yet, unfortunately, to pair with our Dino Hat, but at least we have Dino Hat.
Dino Hat. It's top tier.
All right, so now we're gonna do Train Rush. Now this level is pretty tricky mechanically. It really tests all of your movement skills. Hopefully this one goes well. It's a really fun level though, and the music's pretty great. The reason we get on this door here is so just so we can enter the door just a little bit early. That's annoying. This isn't too great.
This looks wild. There's so much happening. It's crazy. It's blowing my mind. I've never seen this game played before.
All right, I'm gonna go for a skip here.
I already own it.
All right, got it. So we need to get all these panels so we can progress in the level. And that's the fastest way to do those. So now we're gonna use Bow Kid here actually. Normally you'd have to do those panels to do this part, but we can just get up to this fence here, and I'm sure you know where this is going.
Bow Kid to the rescue.
And that's all we need her for, actually.
Yeah.
All right. That's
30.
Train Rush. So now we're gonna go back to Murder, so we can do Murder Rift. And in this level, it's probably the most obvious use of a sprint double jump, which is, like what Matt said, is kind of like a long jump in Super Mario 64. Except it's not intended. So we already saw a lot of this, but then we need to enter this rift here. So here comes the sprint double jump. It's very obvious here. So normally you cannot make that jump at all. Hopefully we get this cycle. Oh.
Unfortunate.
Nah, okay, we missed it. That's unfortunate. We're gonna go off the back side of this because we missed the cycle. All right. We lost a little bit of time there, but it wasn't too bad. At least it didn't fall. Another mask. Really looking for a color here, just to match your Dino Hat. All right. So now here is probably objectively the least fun level in the game. This is the big parade. It's essentially a 4-minute long auto-scroller.
Oh.
But she's so cute.
But you actually have to play, and yeah, not a big fan.
No.
There are a couple things that you can do to speed this up, but for the most part, I'm just going to be collecting bombs. Oop.
Get ready. Go!
All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna be going around collecting pawns, and you'll see in the bottom right of the screen, that's basically the timer. And we need to wait for that to fill up before we can do anything else. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around collect pawns because we still need them. There's really not a lot to say here yet.
It's
I am
very
gonna get
pretty
one of
to
these
look at.
endorsements though, just to make sure that Grooves wins.
Can't hear you.
So yeah, we're just kind of waiting around. And we can't stand still because this band is following our every movement. Oop, hello? Okay. So then we need to hit these switches to activate some of the effects for the parade. Well, I didn't mean to fall there, but yeah, it's not a big deal.
Just crowd surfing.
All right. So now once again, we just have to sit around and wait. There's not really a lot to do. But for this one, there's actually a little bit of tech that we're gonna do. So there's something at least. While I have time, I'm probably just gonna grab that health for safety. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is called the stuck warp. I was trying to do this before in heating up. And how stuck warps work essentially is this game has a save spot system where if you are in a place that the game considers safe to stand, it'll remember that location. So if you were to get stuck, then the game will place you there because it knows that it's safe there. And these wires are not considered safe. Basically, any moving object or interactable object is not considered safe. So I actually want to head all the way over here to this float here. And so what I'm going to do is when the timer reaches, I'm going to hit the switch on this float, and then I'm going to get stuck to get teleported back near the other float. And that saves a little bit of time. But other than that, there's really not a lot going on in this level. All right, so I'm gonna hit the switch, and then over here, I'm gonna get stuck. And now I'm over here.
Okay.
And
This
then
game,
we're
do
done with
whatever
that.
you want.
And now we just sit around again. This level, it's long, you don't really do much, it's not very fun, but we have to do it.
It's kind of funny to have all the birds follow you around.
Yeah, it's a cute level, but it's not great for speedruns. This used to be an any percent until we found the toilet quick kill. So that's important that was. And that's the level.
Very nice, very nice.
Ladybug is cute, and a lot of people don't like Dino Hat, but I really like it when you have a color. So I'm looking for a color really bad.
Which color?
Honestly, any color. Because the color of your costume will then match the Dino Hat, but when you don't have a color, they don't match.
I see.
All right, so now we're gonna go back into Parade to do Moonrift, which is a lot more fun than Parade itself, but still can be a little annoying. All right, so we got a cool little dive there, and then we're in there.
Hello.
So this level still has the same mechanic of the parade following us, which is really annoying, but it's not that bad, as long as we don't mess up.
Can they like block you?
Yeah, so then we're over there, we're gonna do another SDJ to reach all the way over here. That saves a lot of time. do some platforming, and then we can use the momentum that we get from here to get all the way up here.
Whoa.
And they're going to do some jumps up here, and then do a TSJ to get up here. There we go. That's Moon.
Insanity.
All right. So this level, well, not this level, but okay. So that's Ladybug Hat. That's gonna get forced onto us eventually, and I guess you'll be able to see it then. But yeah, this is a fake award ceremony, which you'll see it. There we go. That's the level.
What a level.
That's my favorite level so far tonight.
There you go. That's award ceremony. And yeah, you
I could probably
actually get a
speedrun that
timepiece
level.
for doing
Not
that.
sure though.
That's why we do parade actually. That's why we used to do parade in any percent, because that timepiece kind of made up for that really long one. All right, so now we can actually leave here. We have to go on the phone here. He says, oh, the award ceremony was rigged. So now we need to go back and investigate that. So we're gonna head back to Deadbird's studio at night.
And we're going for Purple Rift.
There will be a purple rift here too, but we'll be back here for that later. Right now, we need to investigate what happened at the award ceremony. So we're going to take the elevator. This is a great time for some dancing. All right, so an interesting thing about this elevator here is that, well, other than the fact that it takes like 30 seconds to reach the bottom, you can actually peek outside here and you can see that the level's actually loaded already and not moving. And this entire thing is just an animation. But we can't actually leave, so we just sit here and wait. So I'm actually gonna check back to see where I missed something.
Spider-Man could probably get through that wall.
Geronimo.
Geron.
I remember where it was now, okay.
Is it an easy fix?
Yeah, it's easy.
Awesome.
Are we gonna see more co-op shenanigans happening?
Yes, we are.
Nice.
This is probably the most ridiculous, other than Alpine and all that stuff, this is probably the craziest thing.
I gotta say, Alpine was pretty crazy.
It definitely is. All right, so we're gonna go over here and just wall jump up here, and then hook shot up here. Skip that room. All right. A lot of this is just kind of precise movement. That's not what I want. All right, there we go. That skips that room. Here's some more bow kid shenanigans. This one could be really weird. So yeah, I got teleported there. I'm not sure how that one works. It's sometimes I just get it and sometimes I don't. There we go. That's all we need here for now.
You just went into a load zone?
Yeah, basically.
Whoa.
This level is pretty big. You can just go to the detection of those. Not sure why. We're gonna go on this door here, jump up here, and into the vent we go, and into another elevator. Now this one's a lot faster. That's Ladybug.
I'm liking Dino.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So here is the grooves fight. Now this is crazy. There's gonna be a lot going on, so I might just explain it later or when we have time. But yeah, just sit back and enjoy. There's gonna be a lot going on.
All right.
All right, this fight is not easy. So I'm basically clipping outside of the arena here with Bow Kid, though. You're not supposed to be able to go out here. All right. So I'm going to go back to Hackett. Now, it's possible that Grooves will dive off the stage indefinitely, so that is a possibility. So I'm going to be hitting him here and dodging with Hackett at the same time.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, that was really close. All right. So now that I'm up here on the stage with Bokid, I can hit him while I'm not normally supposed to be able to. And then when he's down here, I can hit him with Hackett.
Here we
And I'm going to control them both at the same time here.
go. Check this out. Check this out. What's this? Check this out.
So I'm going to be jumping with Hackett here.
Here we
Some more of this.
go.
All right, got it. Nice. That was a really good fight. That was like perfect. I got him right before he went to final phase. Oh, there he is. That's amazing. I've never had that one happen to me.
Awesome.
I killed him right before he was into final phase, and that's what that was. All right, so I'm gonna go real quick and get that last relic after I finish this up. So now we just need to go and do that purple rift in Deadbird Studio. And the fastest way to get there is actually going through the same level that we just beat. Now, I'm not personally a huge fan of this rift, but I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. I really like the music for it, though. Super chill. Another thing I really like about the purple rifts is every single time you descend a level, the music kind of like gets more advanced, like there's more instruments playing. It's super sick. So once again, we're gonna get one of these pages even though we don't need them. Just because it saves some time overall. All right. I haven't gotten that one in a while. You can normally charge the brewer there, and then jump and throw to hit the box. All right. Now I hate this room. This room is really annoying. There's this one jump that's really annoying, and I just have so much trouble with it. It's this one right here. Yeah. Over there, you need to do a DSJ. And you can't just climb up because there's like a very small invisible wall there that'll just push you down if you don't get high enough. Yeah, I really don't like this jump. All right.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, nice.
All right, so now I'm going to, wait, I can't actually do this. Normally you're supposed to have the magnet to get that, but I don't have it, so I'm gonna need to grab another one. So I'm gonna do this jump again. All right. Normally I'd use Bokid there with the magnet equipped to get that last one, but we're good. So normally you can't brewer these pink orbs in this version, but if you do it precisely there, you can. I'm not sure how that works. All right. So that's the pink rift for Deadbird Studio. And then we are out of here. Unfortunately, when we do that, we do skip the roulettes, so we miss out on getting a color. All right, so now there's a couple things I need to do because I forgot a relic. And I remember that I forgot it in a mail delivery service. So I'm actually just gonna go straight into there.
It's a hat in
5:30.
time.
I was supposed to get it during this section where I was aiming near the tree, and I forgot to get onto the stump. Where is it? I'm kind of lost.
Are you actually?
I'm so used to doing this with the actual scooter. Huh. All right, I guess I'll just pretend to do it. All right, it's over here. So yeah, I was supposed to get this right here. So I got what I needed. All right. So now we need to head back to Alpine so we can finish that level. That last crane on the box.
Hey. Cran box is here.
All right. All right. This one's actually right at the beginning.
Sweet.
And there it is. Now there's not too many levels left after this one, so we're almost there. This is a pretty fun level, and I also like the music for this one. I love all the music for the Purple Rifts, honestly. So here, every single time you jump on a wire, you get a little bit more height. So I'm actually going to jump 3 times on it to get the maximum amount of height to get this rift pawn up here. Hitbox on some of the objects here is a little weird. Grab that page.
Now, is the hat in time dive mechanic similar to like Mario 64?
I think so, honestly. There's a little bit things that are different with it. Ooh, that's not good. If you dive into stuff, you conserve your own momentum generally, especially off slopes. If you dive off a slope, you gain a lot of speed. And dive boosting is generally the fastest movement in the game. And the only thing that's faster than diving is sliding. So you want to be dive boosting generally as much as possible. Why am I not getting this? Huh. Well, I guess I'll do it the normal way. I've never had that much problem with that. So now we're gonna go down here, and we're actually going to take this lava to damage boost up. And an interesting mechanic in this game that's kind of weird, I guess it's just how water works. When you sprint jump in water, you can sprint jump again after it. I guess it's because just how like jumping in water works. Now we're on
You
the
can't like
last
swim in the water, right? It's just like a texture, different
You
type of
can
texture.
swim, but this is just shallow water.
I see.
But swimming is very slow. All right.
We don't go slow here. The 48-hour
No,
game
we
on
cannot do that.
marathon.
I probably have more than enough palms, yeah. I'm actually not going to skip this just so we have a chance of getting it a color. It's only a few seconds.
New color, new color.
So normally I'd exit out during this. No color. Wow.
Sad.
Unlucky.
It's a sad day.
All right. So now I'm actually going to disable skippable cutscenes, which I have at the beginning of the run. And the reason we have to do this is because for some reason, if you talk to this NPC and you have that on, it just soft locks. So it's really dumb. It still hasn't been patched yet for some reason, but we have to do that to talk to her. So this is Cooking Cat. She's gonna give us our last relic. And then I can turn that back on.
That's such a bizarre soft lock.
It's really weird. And it's
Yeah.
weird because that wasn't in at the beginning of the game. But then it was introduced after patch 1.1, so in 1.2.
Introduced. I'm so
Yeah.
happy they rolled that out.
And ever since then, it's been in the game, including right now. It's kind of crazy. All right, so we have 2 more levels before the last one. We have Mafia of Cooks, which is the last purple rift. And we enter through down with the Mafia. And then we have Cheating the Race. And we will definitely be cheating the race. You don't have to, but it is faster actually to do it.
Cheating.
In any percent, we didn't cheat, but because we have Bo Kid, we can cheat. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm not gonna do the page skip at the end just to get that extra color. I really want that color. This is our last chance to get that matching color. So normally I get that page down there, but I'm not gonna get it. For some reason, when you go through these levels, there's a chance that just happen right there. The game will just turn the camera for you, and it's really annoying. It only happens on this level. All right. Normally, if we have the magnet badge, which makes all these rifts a lot faster, but we had to make do. I don't know why it didn't spawn. It didn't matter too much in the end. We have a lot of palms. All right.
All right.
The last chance. Nope. We're gonna re-roll. No color, wow. Super
Man.
unlucky. We didn't get a single color over the cursor. All
Just
right.
thinking about leaving.
Well, you had a good run, Alex.
Yeah, I guess we
shame.
just gotta kill it now. All right, so here's Cheating the Race, the last normal level. It is locked because the game doesn't think we're able to do it, but we're able to do it. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to spawn in Bokid next to this Mafia guy. And then with Hackkit, I'm going to run over here.
Wait, whoa. This is mad grime.
It is. And then we're
I
gonna go
like
into
it.
this cannon, and while we're in the cannon, we're gonna talk to him. And then we're traveling while this cutscene is happening, and then when it's over, we're already over here. And then we disable Bokid, and we're pretty much done. Now you can do this completely legit. You do it in 1.0, any percent. But it's actually faster to do that because we gain that movement in the cannon while the cutscene's happening. And that's why it's faster. All right, so now we have 39 timepieces, so we're ready to do the last level. So in 1.0 is the only patch that actually has finale skip, so we're not doing that. So we have to do finale normally, which I actually think is really fun. The movement is just super cool. It really is a fitting finale when it comes to movement. So normally you need the ice hat to get through here, which we don't have. But if we do a TSJ, we can get over this clock. I mean, on this clock, we can get over this gate.
Nice.
That's a really hard jump to get through there. But we got it. Alternatively, you can just jump on that purple cube, the Fortnite cube, and then hit that ice, that little switch there at the top, and then do everything else. But it's faster to do that TSJ there. All right.
So what are we in line for?
Hmm?
What are these characters in line for?
So Mustache Girl is evil now, and they're in line to get punished for whatever she thinks that they're evil for doing. So that last guy there is, apparently he's in trouble for being spooky. So yeah, they're in here for like things that aren't really crimes, but she just doesn't like them for what they did. So yeah, she thinks she's doing good, but she's really not. So that's why we're here to stop her.
Nice.
We can just abuse some checkpoints here, like we have been doing. Let's play this a little safe now.
He says with 1 health, flying into fire. Let's play this safe.
I'm gonna grab 1 health. I shouldn't need anything more than that.
This level's mad.
Now here, this wall is why we do finale skip in 1.0, because we don't get this hat that I'm using right now. And I'm going to skip this section here by going onto this gate. I messed it up. This time I didn't go far enough. So normally I'd have to kill all those owls. But that is slow.
That was nice.
Ooh. Gonna get 1 health.
You know there were 2 there, right?
Yeah, there are actually 4.
There were 4.
More than you would ever need. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go for a trick here. Okay, maybe I'm not. All right, I had too much health, I forgot. What you can do in that phase is if she does a teleport attack and you're at 1 health, you can throw a brewer potion as she's about to hit you. And what that does is you die after you kill her. And so you skip that timepiece animations that you saw there. All right, so this is Mustache Girl. This super sick fight. It probably looks really bad on stream though because all the colors. But it's a super fun fight except for all the RNG. All right, so that's first phase. Normally when she's doing those timepiece attacks, you're not supposed to be able to hit her. But if you do a well-timed double jump and then a brewer potion in midair, you can hit her. So yeah, normally you're supposed to just hit the Mafia Ball for all these attacks, but you can do it like that. Now, I'm intentionally gonna get hit here. It saves just like half a second. It's not a big deal, but we don't really need the health either. Now this is the RNG phase of the fight. The amount of cherries you'll need to break her shield and to advance to the next phase is RNG. depending on what attack she does and how many times she puts up her shield. So we can get a nice double here with the brewer and then a homing. Now there's a chance that she can just fall off the map here in this fight, and that's really, really stupid. But it does happen a decent amount, and it's the worst thing ever. Okay, so that can also happen, or they can just throw the cherry out of bounds, which is really dumb. Now I need to just wait. They're taking forever. Alright. So this phase of the fight is probably the worst thing in the entire game, honestly. Because just so much can go wrong. Alright, that should be the last hit. Now over here, I'm going to charge a potion, and when she's done throwing the, shooting the laser, I'm going to throw my potion. Alright, I forgot to do it, but it's not a huge deal. What I wanted to do there was throw a potion, so the potion would be staying mid-flight during the cutscene. And then when the cutscene ends, there's a chance that the potion will fly and hit her for a free hit during the final phase. So it's not a huge deal because the chances of it actually hitting her are super low. That's called the Noek potion, because Noek found that. Alright, so now all the enemies of the game are actually going to kill each other to give us their energy. In this last phase, we're actually going to pretty much be invincible. If not invincible, I'm pretty sure we're invincible. And there's just going to be a lot going on. But I'm basically going for a bunch of doubles when I can. So like during this laser phase. And I need to hit her 8 times during this. All right, yeah, here comes time. When I get the huge timepiece cluster, that's time. Yeah. There you go. That's time. Whew. All right.
Awesome. That was really cool.
All right. So a fun little thing you can do at the end is when this screen flashes white, normally you just go in the default colors and hats, but right here you can actually pause and just choose your outfit for the end. So we're gonna go with Dino Hat. We don't have any colors to choose, unfortunately, but I'll take off the badge, and yeah. So you can watch the final cutscene with whatever you want. It'll look a little weird, but yeah. So yeah, that's Hat in Time, Bo-Kid, ATP, no DLC. It's kind of a mouthful, but it's a super fun, interesting category. There's just a lot going on, a lot of cool tricks, and yeah, I just come to really like it. This run wasn't amazing, but it wasn't the worst thing ever, considering I forgot where a relic was. Luckily, I was able to remember which one it was, and yeah, I'm gonna give her the timepiece because she wasn't too bad. Normally, she's a lot worse with the RNG, so I'm gonna be nice and give her something back in return. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Just a huge shout out to the Goof Troop speedrunning Discord for this game. They're all really friendly and amazing and helpful. There's like 350 runners for this game on the main category, any %, which is crazy for the size of this game. It just hit 1 million sales not too long ago, and it's just an indie game, so it's pretty crazy how far this game has come, considering it was crowdfunded. So it's really awesome. This game is amazing. It's still in development. There's more DLC coming. So yeah, that's Hat in Time for the second time this marathon. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. It's been fun. Peace out.